5, the Sports Hub.
With 25 minutes to go, pull the goalie and put in the young kid who's never played a goal in his life. And he's 6'6"?
Yep.
He's 6'6".
Yeah. Doc
the guy
Emrick
was on his stomach all night.
Doc Emrick talked about that for a good 5 minutes last night. Some good height talk at the end of the game last night. I enjoyed that.
What did you want Doc to talk about? Don't tell me of all the things.
I don't know, the game?
Of all the things that you did.
Series?
Of all the things
maybe
that
some things happening in the world?
Why pull the goalie? Why play more? Why Studnicka's not out there? Where's Corrali? Why does that lineup that he put out there last night? That lineup was crap.
Yeah.
That was one of the worst lineups we've seen ever.
It was not a good lineup.
Do you not like Doc Emrick?
I just think he's a little overrated.
Oh, my God.
Why?
Bruce Cat, come on.
What?
I think he does a great job calling the game. I think at that point in the game, he knew what was going on, so you might as well have some fun. And by the way,
Good. I think he started that in the second period and then teased it, and they actually circled back to it in the third period. He asked Brian Boucher, he's like, hey, by the way, Brian Boucher, how tall are you, by the way, Brian Boucher? I know this is a little strange. How tall are you? And then he went on and on about height.
He didn't answer.
But he did. Eventually, trust me, they got to it, and they spent a good 5 minutes on it in the third period.
I did think it was telling, though, that they did not utter Vladder's name for 3 minutes. Go back. If you recorded the game last night, I didn't think to ask anybody
Looks
to pull
like
it this
they're
morning.
going to go to the kid.
Number 80. How about that for a jersey number?
Yep.
Hello. They didn't say his name, and I was wondering, like, Emrick is, even though if you think he's a little overrated, he is supremely prepared. Yeah. And
Vladar?
Vladash? He knows the players. Yeah. But we've heard Vladash like it's supposed to be pronounced Vladash.
Have we?
So, again, we don't need to see Vladash or whatever. I told you... Jones does a spot-on Doc Emrick.
He does that. He nailed that sing-songy.
Brian Boucher. Yeah. I can't even do it.
Yager's stick betrays him. There is kind of a weird little affect that he has. I love him. I think he's the best. As much as I love Al Michaels, I think Doc Emrick is the best play-by-play guy in all of professional sports. He's knowledgeable about the game of hockey. He doesn't seem to favor certain teams or players. He genuinely seems into it. He makes the game sound exciting. Yes. Some pretty unusual phrases you'll hear from the man. And he does have that sing-songy thing that he does. Sightseeing in the neutral zone.
By the way, Brian Boucher, how tall are you, by the way, Brian Boucher?
I just think, Doc Emrick, for the hockey people, is like God. He's lionized. Like
by the way, Brian Boucher, how tall are you, by the way, Brian Boucher?
So, of course, Jones, who is at war with hockey and hockey people, would attack Doc Emrick.
Oh, Hockey Jones. That is Hockey Jones. He lives to break the balls, or the sticks, if you will, of the hockey hardos.
So I promise you some Jones doing Doc Emrick. There it is. Game time tomorrow noon here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. I bet Doc Emrick will have the call It's on NBC. It's an NBC game noon tomorrow.
By the way, Brian Boucher, how tall are you, by the way, Brian Boucher?
Saucers it into the neutral zone.
I know this is a little strange. How tall are you?
Knifes it forward.
So the Bruins playing for the series. Their season